So I've got Puerto Rico here, my favorite game. I've semi recently finished foam coring it. I use some just black 3/16. It's about 4.5 to 5 millimeter thick foam core. It's pretty standard if you're going to foam core a game. I'll go over in another video what tools I use and the foam core I use and the glue and things like that. But today I'm going to show Puerto Rico. I had some requests out there to asking just what sizes my boxes are, how everything looks, how it's playable, things like that. So I figured I'd do the unboxing of Puerto Rico here for anyone that's interested. So Puerto Rico, here it is. So let's go inside. So got ourselves the instructions and everything is right here, real smooth. You can see they fit right on the top. We take out the rules and it's got the 5 boards if you're familiar. Set those aside. Here's what it looks like right there. So that's my box. I've got where the barrels of resources are. This comes out right here. In here we've got all 5 of the resources. We'll give you a rough measurement here. This is about 200 millimeters or so by 77 or so millimeters. Dividers inside. I've got sweeps. If you're not sure what sweeps are, basically it's black cardstock. You might be able to see right here, it kind of curves up a little bit. That allows you to pull the pieces out nice and easily. So you can grab the pieces and pull them out, so you're not digging down inside. So I've got sweeps in a lot of different areas of my box here. But that's the resource barrels. Set that up here. Got ourselves the Colonists. The Colonists I have set up here, 55, 20, 20, and 5. 55 is a 3-player game of Puerto Rico. Another 20 is 75. That makes a 4-player game. Another 20, 95 makes a 5-player game. And then I've got the starting 5 colonists here. Of course, it's 1 colonist per player, so up to 5 players. Only 3, of course, if you're starting with 3. You might be able to see it. They're really small, but I've got sweeps in here as well. Rough measurement of this one for you in case you're curious. It's the same. It's 200 long. It should be the same as the other box. 77. Let's just go ahead and call that 80 millimeters or so wide. Some dividers in there as well. It is the same size as this box. The heights of these, of course, are the heights of my inner box. So both of these together, we're looking at approximately 50 millimeters tall. So, got those. Continuing on, we've got our buildings here. The buildings are, of course, if you're familiar with the game, the buildings are sorted by the maroon color. The 1s are here, the 2s are here, and the 3s are here. I usually don't take too much time to put these back after a game. Of course, I like my resource buildings up top, the actual mills. But as far as the purple goes, of course, you should probably put these in here by the gray value as well, how much they cost. So my 4 should probably be up here. But I've got them all nice and laid out. And what's good about this, I'll show you the setup here, is it's actually just a touch bigger than the buildings here. So that way I can just set this right on top and I'm ready to play, just like that. In a little bit, I'll go ahead and pack it back up and then I can show you, or I'll set it up the game. But so you can see that. What I've done under each of these is the ability to push down with your thumb here, and you can grab the one you need. And then what I've done is put an extra little lip there, a little step inside, and that way when you do have them in here, you can just push your finger down like this, and it raises up so that you can grab it. Makes it a little nice. Had I done this a little differently, I kind of forgot that there's 5 small sugar mills in the game. Makes it a little bit more difficult to push those ones up. I'm sorry, 4. But it's not too bad. It's just a little tough. Approximate measurement of this one, in case you're curious, 140, let's call it 143 by 177 or so millimeters. This box here is just shy of 20 millimeters tall. Again, I probably would have made this one a little bit taller so that the small sugar mills would fit in there a little better. Below that, so we're just kind of going down in the box here. You can see below that I store another part that I can keep ready to play the whole game. Made this one, played the game a couple times, and realized that you can see here I've got victory points 1, 5, and a blank one. I had these divided the same way as I did some other components, 3-player, 4-player, and 5-player, because there is a limitation on victory points, but I've never actually hit a max of the victory points. So instead of keeping them divided, it was also very difficult, by the way, when they were all combined, because you'd reach in there, you'd grab a 5. Eventually, you've got a whole bunch of 5s and no 1s, and the 1s would be in there somewhere. But I went ahead and just did 1s and 5s, and in a 3-player game, I'll pull out the points so that in case it does come to a limit of points. But in here, I don't know if you can see, but there's sweeps as well, so that the points come from the edge, and then they can be pulled up real nice and easily. I got sweeps, a double sweep for the coins. There is no limit on the coins. You play with as many coins as you need. But 1s and 5s all fit in that nice little slot like that. At the top, I've got the trading house and the colonist ship. They actually stay in there the whole time while we play. It gives the colonist ship a nice little trough so that the guys can roll around. And actually, the governor chip does pop out of here for gameplay. Built the same kind of steps using some extra foam core I had. They actually are all like that. And the reason I did that is because if you're familiar with the game, there's actually boats as well. The ships for the captain phase, and the 3 ships could also fit here. So depending on the game, depending on the players, if I wanted to do that method, I could also do that. Just kind of give some a better look to this. If I had to redo this, I would have fixed that. I might have built a couple of these rows as like a little insert to pull out just because it looks nice while you're playing. This is the same measurements as the last box. Let's call it 145 or so, 177. However, this one, just so you know, is about 30 millimeters. Makes sense, we got a 50 millimeter box. The last one was 20, this one's 30. So we'll go ahead and set that up here. So box is getting emptier. We got another one here. This is for settler phase. This one's interesting. This was actually the first, other than the main frame, and I actually made this one here first. But actually that was a second attempt on that box. This is the first full box that I made. I learned a lot from this box. I might talk about that in another video, but you can see here I've got 5 slots. I could shuffle them up and I can put them back in here. However, I made this a little wrong. You can see as I tilt the box back and forth here. This one is moving. This one kind of moves. This one a little bit. These ones don't move at all. I made this a little tight. I tried to do it off measurements. I've learned since then a couple techniques I'll probably teach in a different video, but it's a lot easier just to leave the little cardboard pieces in here while you're gluing. And then what it does is it gives you an exact distance between each thing. These ones you can see as I rub my finger on them here. They don't even move at all, so except that top one there. But that's okay. Gave myself a little thumb hole so I can pull them out. So if I dig my finger in here, you can see here, real tight, I can actually grab them and pull them with my thumb out. And shuffle them up, and I put them on here. Didn't really end up using it. If I had to do this one again, I'd make this a little bit better. I'd make all these spaced, probably this one a little bit longer if I could. Just overall, probably change a little bit about this, but got the quarry tiles down at the end here. These ones are nice and easy. These come out real nice. They can't tip. I leave these in here. They just pull out real nice and simply like that. You can see here like that. So it's good. I actually leave those in for gameplay. Kind of kept them nice and clean and stored. I might go back and remake this box someday, but probably not. It was a little tedious with some of these cuts, and I'd rather do some other games. But ultimately, this one should be the same length as all those others, 177. However, we'll go to the bottom here. This is 55 millimeter, this one. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put that up here. My last little box is more of a storage box. Here I keep the all the jobs that you can have, that you have to pick. I keep the 4 big buildings, or I'm sorry, 5, that one. Big buildings are in here. Below the big buildings, I've got the ships. And of course, you play with different ships based on the amount of players. There's a 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 ship. And depending on the amount of players, you play with the different number of ships. Those are the ships that I was talking about with this box. These do fit right in here if you wanted to. Again, it just kind of makes that look a little nicer. But I don't do that. So go ahead and just kind of push all that to the side. Here's my box. I built it just with a frame. You can see I've got some pretty bad cuts here. I'll talk about why that is in my other video, but so you can see here, made all the spaces. This whole box is the size of the Puerto Rico box, so it's 297 or so by 210. Of course, these gaps are big enough for the other boxes I've just talked about. I gave myself a little bit of space in here for some extras. If you're familiar, they come with a lot of extra colonists, just in case. So I store those down in here. And then I store the bags in here. Honestly, not sure why. Again, if I did the whole box again, I probably wouldn't give myself all the storage. I'd give myself a little bit of breathing room on a couple other features. But again, learning process. The game setup originally takes about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so to set up the game and kind of get your bearings around what's happening, and then you can start teaching. This game setup, I do it in about, I don't know, 12 seconds tops maybe. I pull out the boards and then I lay the components on them. This fits directly on top. This fits directly on the bank. I just keep these off to the side. So about 12 seconds later, we're ready to play the game. I'm going to go ahead and pack it back up just so you can kind of see what pieces go where. So again, that goes in there. I drop this box down in here. Drop this one on top of it. This one goes here. That. I put the colonist down because there's so many little guys. I like to keep them protected. And then the barrel's on top, like that. You can see everything fits in there nice and snug. There's not any shaking. Put all the boards in. Go ahead and do this. And I build the box so that the directions and the rules sit flush with the top. That way I can actually go ahead and do this, like that. I store my games in my closet sideways, so you can see that. There's no wiggle room in there. You can hear things shaking, of course, because of the boxes, but boxes themselves don't actually move inside. So everything is ready to go for my next play. Any questions, comment below. Thanks.